So, are you gonna stop laughing so we can do this?
I'm ready to hear your side of the story. Go.
Okay, so Ashley and I first met at a McCook Community College basketball game. I was there watching the game, and Ashley showed up with one of her friends.
And I was with my friend Molly, and Molly grabs my arm and slides me over to Austin, goes, Austin, this is Ashley. Ashley, this is Austin. Austin, Ashley's single. Ashley, Austin works at the hospital. And we kind of just laughed and slid back and watched the game again. And then I started Facebook stalking
And
you.
then you stalked me.
Sure, I stalked you. Pretty for sure you stalked me back.
Fair enough.
Okay.
2 weeks later, Ashley messaged me on Facebook.
And then shortly later, he asked me to go on a date.
I remember being at work that day going, hey, I think I'm gonna ask this girl out on a date. She keeps messaging me, I think she's interested.
I may have jumped on my bed with joy when I got the text that you wanted to go on a date.
So we went out to Subway and got some ice cream, talked for a while there, and then cruised around town, listening to music and just chatting.
My thoughts after the first date was, I think I'm gonna marry this boy.
My thoughts were, I kind of like her. We have a lot of the same similarities, we like a lot of the same things, and our values are kind of aligned.
Yeah, I really thought I could see myself marrying him, and now look where we're at. Oh, geez. Our first kiss was definitely very awkward.
We were both still living with our parents, and so I remember being on the couch at my parents' house in the basement.
Austin acted like he wanted to kiss me, but I was like, not sure. So he'd like look at me and he'd be like, ah, no. And so I was just like, okay. And then he'd come back and he's like, gosh darn it.
And I remember looking at her saying, hey, can I kiss you? And she of course laughed and said, I don't know what you've been waiting on.
The first I love you definitely came from me. I was not expecting to say it. We were at Runza in Holdridge and we were getting food, and I can't remember what I asked him, but I said something. He's like, yeah, you can get that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you. And I was like,
did you say that you loved me because I took you to Runza? Or...
No, I think you let me get something. I was like, oh, I love you. And I was like, crap.
So you didn't.
And then we went back to your house and I was like, I meant to tell you later, but yeah, I love you. So at the time, he was looking to buy a house in Holdridge, and I was getting ready to go to Kearney to finish out my teaching degree there.
I was working full-time and she was in college, so that made it a little bit challenging. And over the past few years, it's mainly been seeing each other on weekends.
About a year into it, we decided we were gonna get a dog, and so we got Casey. After I got done with college, I accepted a job at Maywood. I decided that I wanted to go back to my hometown and teach, so I got a job at Southwest, and I told him that I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to stay at Southwest, like this is where I want to be. Shortly later, he proposed, and now we're living in McCook, and I still get to teach at the school that I've always wanted to teach at. The day that he proposed, I definitely did not see it coming.
I had kind of felt her full of lies and deception about Christmas Eve.
He told me that he had this big gift that he needed to go to his parents' house and use the forklift. So we went to church that night.
Church gets over. We go out to my parents' house. I'm filling her full of lies the entire way about what it could be. It could be a new dog. It could be something like that. So I remember getting to the driveway at my parents and tell her that she needs to put a blindfold on.
So I really didn't know where we were at his parents. He told me that I had to wait in the truck. So I'm sitting in the truck blindfolded, not sure what is going on. Finally got to take out the blindfold, and he had this big old screen and played videos throughout our 6 years of being together.
Then midway through the video, I pull out the ring, get down on a knee, and ask her to marry me.
He's crying, I'm crying.
I'm pretty sure I said, Ashley Rose Ryan, will you spend the rest of your life with me? Will you marry me? And I'm pretty sure you said, are you serious?
Yeah. Are you serious? Are you kidding?
And then you started crying.
Nobody else but my dad knew. So when we went back to the house, I just walked in casually. I'm like, I just want to see if they notice. My sisters noticed and my mom noticed. They jumped up down for joy. My nieces were so excited.
My family, we waited till the next day. We had Christmas with my brothers in Kearney. We just kind of did the same thing. We let them kind of notice the ring, and then we told them. And then our grandmas, her grandma was actually in the nursing home in North Platte at that time. So we drove up to North Platte and saw her.
And she made me, like all the grandkids, this little sash that goes in your dress. And so she had already written Austin and I on it. So I took it to her and I said, "Hey Grandma, will you finish this?" And she was so excited.
So Ashley is super kind and she loves everyone. We have a lot of the same values. We both value family, and she's great with kids. That's probably like the number one thing. Like, I think my nieces and nephews probably like her better than they like me, and she's gonna be a great mom someday.
What I love about Austin is his work ethic. I also love how much he is into sports. He has slowly converted me into a KU fan. Your humor, whether I like it or not, and you're fine as hell.
I don't know if I can follow that up. But you're fine as hell too.
Thanks. Austin, I've been waiting 6 years for this to happen, and it finally has, and I'm sorry, but you're stuck with me now.
You know, Ashley, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you and grow old with each other.
Can't wait to do the rest of our lives together and see what happens now. I love you. Thank you all for coming, and this day couldn't happen without my parents and his parents.
My parents always claim that they've been paying Ashley to date me and hang out with me, so thanks Mom and Dad for continuing to have her on the payroll so she sticks around me. I appreciate that.
I hope everybody's ready to party, because I am too.